Enyeba Sojola here. In this video, we'll be specifically talking about the second industrial revolution, right? Which is basically was in the United States of America. Now, the second industrial revolution basically took about 40 to 50 years to develop, right? Particularly, it started around 1870, right? Right to about maybe 1940s, right? Right. So the first thing that I want to speak about the second industrial revolution are the power sources which were used. Now, there were two main power sources which were used, right? There was a discovery of oil, right, in Texas, right? But now, this spurred the government to encourage inventors, scientists, engineers to develop something that can use this as a power source, right? And eventually, the IC engine, right, the internal combustion engine, came as a result of this endeavor, right? So if you could describe, right, an aspect of the second industrial revolution, a very important aspect of the industrial revolution, is the discovery of oil coupled with the invention of the IC engine, right? I wouldn't say the invention of the IC engine, but particularly the development of the concept of the IC engine, right? Now, when the idea of the IC engine came about, a number of things also came about. That the jet engine came about, and a number of technologies also came about, right? Now, when we look at a power station, now this is the second aspect of the second industrial revolution in power generation, right? The first industrial revolution basically introduced us to the steam engine, right? But now, when we look at the second industrial revolution, it is built on the idea of the steam engine, right? Now, when you take water and you boil it, right, using coal, right, it was also discovered that you can use nuclear to get the same results as coal, right? So nuclear was used also as an energy source. So there were two energy sources which were discovered, right? Uh, Nuclear, right, and oil, right, which basically powered the American Industrial Revolution, which was the second industrial revolution. So now, when you look at a power station, a typical power station, right, you have the power source, which would be nuclear or coal in this instance. You can also use oil, right? Now, you use that to boil the water, right, which is in a steam engine. So a power station basically creates steam, right? And this steam is sent through a device, right, called a steam turbine, right? Using the steam turbine to drive, using steam to drive the steam turbine so that it can send mechanical energy to a generator which produces electrical energy, right? So basically, all of our power stations currently, coal-fired power stations and nuclear power stations, all have the first industrial revolution in them in the form of the steam engine, and the second industrial revolution in the form of a device named a steam turbine and a generator, right? So now you're set, right, for the second industrial revolution. You have your power source in the form of coal and nuclear, and you have certain devices. The steam engine still the, the steam engine is still relevant, right? And the discovery and creation of the 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 internal combustion engine, right? Now, the basic material which was also discovered around this age was known as the steel, right? Steel is basically a combination of iron and carbon, and it has engineering qualities that you can deform it plastically, shape it, and do it whatever to produce various engineering materials, right, for various purposes. So basically, this was what we speak about when we speak about the second industrial revolution. So other aspects of the industrial revolution was many other scientific discoveries, including the bomb, the nuclear bomb, which was dropped in Japan, and a mass production, producing products at a mass scale. So basically, this was, and the improvement of communication